This is also great. It's by Howard Zinn, who was a historian, playwright, philosopher. And he says, "To be hopeful in bad times is not just foolishly romantic. It's based on the fact that human history is a history not only of cruelty, but also of compassion, sacrifice, courage, and kindness. What we choose to emphasize in this complex history will determine our lives. If we see only the worst, it destroys our capacity to do something. If we remember those times and places, and there are so many where people have behaved magnificently, this gives us the energy to act, and at least the possibility of sending this spinning top of a world in a different direction. And if we do act, in however small a way, we don't have to wait for some grand utopian future. The future is an infinite succession of presents. And to live now as we think human beings should live, in defiance of all that's bad around us, is itself a marvelous victory." So I think I find that very helpful and very, very much sort of what resonates with me anyway, and what I do, because it's so easy to get pulled into despair and I'm powerless. There's nothing I can do here. It's overwhelming, and that is not the case, because you think about the worst times in history. It all passed. It's not the case now. I mean, now we've got a different thing. But it all passed, And okay, it took years. Sometimes it took many years. But, history is like a big wave that just sweeps it away. And there's always people doing amazing things. Amazing, wonderful things. Mr. Rogers said, look for the helpers. And they're there. They really are there. And you can be a helper too. I can be a helper too. And it doesn't start out with the big grand gesture. That's the thing that I think makes people do nothing. Is because it's like, well, unless I'm doing the big grand gesture, well, what's the point? I'm not really doing anything. Nothing I can do. I'll just watch some more Netflix or whatever it is. And nothing wrong with watching Netflix, but you can smile. You can smile at people. You can inside keep your heart open and keep yourself open to the goodness in people, because it's there. You can not close down, not expect the worst, not believe what you're being told on the everything is going really badly and that terrible things are happening. That's not to say you turn away from it either, but you can kind of register it when it's there in front of you. But then for the rest of the time, go, well, how am I going to be? How am I going to be on this day? Am I going to smile at my partner? Am I going to be an example of kindness to my kids? Or am I going to just demonstrate how I want the world to be in everything that I do? That doesn't seem like much, but it's huge. If everybody does that, and we know not everybody will, but if everybody does it, it will begin to head things in the direction that we want it to go. Because he's talking about the world being like a spinning top, and it's not a bad analogy. That we can... It's moving already. It's dynamic already. It's not monolithic. So we can just give it a little nudge in the direction we would like it to go. And I'm recording this on the 28th of February, when there's this world movement of not buying things, which is great. It's a great idea, because it's actually true. We have our vote that we get to exercise every now and then, but we vote every time we purchase something. So it's a way of kind of realizing, yeah, we have my one little purchase. Well, what difference is that going to make? It's going to make a big difference if everybody decides not to purchase. And that's part of, in my observation, this kind of growing consciousness of that people are realizing of that they have the power to change things, both externally and internally. But I think it starts internally, with choosing to become conscious of the awful pull of social media, of negativity, of doom. It's very strong. And to kind of go, wow, to after each time you ingest some piece of content, how is this making me feel? If making me feel terrible, I feel terrified. Go, well, maybe that's not. Let me now go and look for the 7 things that make me feel uplifted, because our nervous systems are wired that for every one negative, scary thing you come across, it takes 7 positive, uplifting things to counterbalance it. We're predisposed towards fear, unfortunately, but we don't exercise that, or it's very easy not to exercise that. It's very easy to just get caught up in the fear. So I encourage you and me to take on board what Howard is saying, because he's right. It's the small things. It's always the small things, the little things that make the huge difference for us all, for yourself and for the rest of us.